guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you my New Year's resolutions for crafting, or to be specific, knitting and crocheting. I always like to set some goals for any time I start a new year for the knitting crocheting area of my life, because I think it's good to grow and also change up some things and maybe even help organize the crafting area of my life a little bit better. So I try to do little small improvements and little small changes to make that a more productive and creative area in my life. So I thought I would share with you guys some of my New Year's resolutions, and maybe it'll give you guys some ideas. So the first New Year's resolution I have made is I really need to get control over my yarn. This is a very common issue with makers. If you've been in the knitting or crochet community any time at all, you're going to notice that having a lot of yarn and buying a lot of yarn is a very, very, very common problem. And I have found over the past year, my yarn collection has grown a little bit out of control. And I have to say that I've tried really hard to get control over it, but it's not really worked. And I think part of it is that I am a very creative person. I like to design, and I really like a good bargain. And whenever yarn goes on clearance, I really tend to go overboard and buy a ton, and definitely I overspend a lot. So that's not always the best thing to do, but that's what I end up doing. Anytime I see yarn on sale, I always feel like I need to buy like 3 skeins or something. And I'm one of those people where I really can't buy single skeins because I know I won't use up a single skein. So I tend to buy colors in multiples of 2 or 3 because I know that I'm going to make a bigger project out of it. And being a designer, I like to have a lot of skeins of one color on hand. So if I want to design a sweater or a skirt or something a little bit different, I know I'll have enough skeins to be able to create it. Now, that's not the best attitude to have, because I'm now in the position where I'm extremely overwhelmed by all the yarn I have. I have way too much now. And not only do I have a lot of winter yarn and fall yarn, I have a lot of spring and summer yarn, and I'm actually going to be switching over very soon, and I have not used up any of my winter yarn. So that is really upsetting and very frustrating for me, because I feel like I was not as productive this past fall and winter. And looking back, I really wasn't. I kind of took a break from things. I got a job and I got really involved in my local church, so I've not had as much time to be able to design and crochet and knit as much as I usually like to, but I'm beginning to try to get more balance to my life, and so hopefully I'll be able to work a little bit more on it. But that's one thing I really want to work on, is trying to get my life a little bit more balanced with my yarn, because it's really out of control and now it's just overwhelming in my mind, and I just don't feel like I know even what I have. And I think that's kind of a bad place to be, because typically I know what I have, but now I kind of have yarn stashed everywhere, so I really don't know what I have, and I don't even know how many skeins I have. It's just kind of everywhere. So this year I really want to get a grip on it and just have a certain section, maybe 2 or 3 different sections, that this is all my yarn, and I'm not going to make it grow past this amount. I want to find a good amount that I have enough to still be creative, but not enough that I feel absolutely overwhelmed and I just don't even know what to do anymore. The second New Year's resolution I made was I really want to try different hooks and needles, because I found out that there is a whole different world out there of crochet hooks and knitting needles, and I'd really like to try different ones and not just stick to my Clover crochet hooks and my Clover knitting needles. I definitely like to try different ones and be able to support different companies and find ones that maybe just work different. Maybe I like this size and this type of crochet hook, maybe bigger sizes, and I like smaller sizes than this one. And same with knitting needles. Maybe I like the circular from this brand, but the double point needles from this brand. I really would like to expand my horizons a little bit and be able to try different things, and also be able to give you guys a good solid review and not just be constant with the same thing, but be able to learn with you guys and be able to share the information that I figure out or I learn myself from using different crochet crochet hooks and knitting needles. So that is my second New Year's resolution. My third one is I would love to be able to do a Fair Isle project with knitting. I have never done it before. I've done color work before with just like 2 colors, but I've never done a complicated Fair Isle type project before. I've done like little snippets, but I've never done anything like that, and I really think it'd be a lot of fun and would really push me to learn different things, and I think I would really enjoy it and kind of challenge myself a little bit more. I'm very comfortable with knitting, especially cables, lace, anything like that. Actual knitting, like complicated stitches, I love doing, but I've never really done color work before. So I'm hoping this year to do a little bit of Fair Isle and learn how to do it and be able to make some really cute things from it. And the fourth thing, and actually the final thing, I only have 4 things, is I would really like to learn a little bit more about Tunisian crochet. And this was one I kind of was going back and forth on because I love crochet, just traditional crochet, but I think it'd be good to learn something different like Tunisian and be able to grow in it and know and be able to create things in a different way and not just stick with the same old, but also grow in different areas of the crafts. So like kind of how Fair Isle is a part of knitting, Tunisian crochet is a part of crochet. So I'd like to learn a little bit more about each craft and kind of go away from the traditional knitting and crocheting and learn a little bit more and be able to grow and share it with you guys also. So I know I don't have like a 5 or a 6 or 10 of New Year's resolutions. There's only 4 of them. But these are the 4 things I really would like to work on this year and be very proactive towards that. And I guess I could throw in a 5th one of I would really like to continue designing and be able to put patterns out there for you guys. But that is always a goal for me. I love being able to share with you guys and hearing your guys' feedback and everything. It really helps grow me as a maker, and I do appreciate that. So let me know down in the comments below what are some of your New Year's resolutions. I would love to know, and I might need to add to my list. But anyway guys, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!